Hello, everybody. I'm Charlotta from the Teen Yoga Foundation, and I've got Kathryn Booth with me. Kathryn, maybe you'd like to introduce yourself. I know that you are a physiotherapist who works both, within the NHS and also privately, and you work both with adults and children. Do you specialise in a particular area, Kathryn? Or?
Yeah. I specialize in neurology, so mostly sort of teenagers and adults with chronic neurological conditions. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're up in which area of England are you?
I'm up in Burnley.
Burnley.
Yeah, so see sort of quite a big range of patients up there through like Greater Manchester,
Right. And for
Cheshire
different from
way.
different socioeconomic groups, or is it quite?
Yeah, a bit different really. So
Yeah.
privately, some sort of case managed patients. So
Hmm.
maybe cerebral palsy,
Hmm.
birth defects,
Right.
um, but then local sort of referrals from, stroke patients,
Hmm.
Parkinson's.
Hmm.
Yeah, so quite a varied caseload really.
And you decided your experience of yoga is not as much as you'd like it to be. You go
hmm
to regular yoga class, or?
Yeah, so I attend like a weekly yoga, and I always have done for many years, really. Wherever I've been in the country, I've, sought out a yoga class and just find it's a great way to, um, just de-stress. I'm not one for, running around doing sort of weights and things. So I find yoga really useful for
Mm,
my
mm.
mind, clear my head.
Yeah.
It's it can be quite emotional type of job where you're dealing with chronic illnesses, and we tend to take the weight of their worries and things on
Mm,
us. So
cool. Mm,
it's a
mm.
really nice way to sort of chill,
Yeah, and
and
offload a little bit.
de-stress. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah,
mm.
definitely.
So, what was your trajectory then from, having gone to yoga for a long time and deciding to come onto this course? How did you link the two with your profession? What were you
Yeah.
thinking there?
Well, the APCP did a webinar with yourself,
Oh, yeah.
and I logged on to that, and I just was thinking, well, this is definitely something I could use within my patient cohort. So I looked into it, and I did a 1 day course with yourself up in Sheffield,
Mm,
um, which was brilliant. It
mm.
was great to sort of do that with other physios, who working in sort of similar areas and getting their advice. And obviously, some of them have done the yoga course.
Mm,
Um, and I think, I used quite a lot of the yoga poses with my patients anyway, for stretching.
mm,
It's a nice way for kids to stretch. It's a bit more interesting,
mm.
keeps them engaged more. So yeah, so I thought, well, this is
So you
something I could
thought, well,
do.
I'll build a little bit more into my toolkit,
Yeah,
some more things
yeah,
that
and
I
I
can.
think that's it. The toolkit. As physios, we have this toolkit, and now with yoga, I've got another part to put in my toolkit. But whereas yoga has its own toolkit as well, so
Mm.
there are a lot more parts to it and different areas you can use. Yeah, so
So what's your journey been like on this 100-hour online course, and how have you, if you think back to the day you started and your
mhm.
intention with coming onto the course and where you are now, what do you feel that you've come away with? What do you feel you've learned? What's your impression?
Ooh, I've learned so much. Gosh, it's really hard to put in words, but I feel that I can go somewhere with it, that I can help people. I think it's going to be really useful. And well, I know it has been useful too so far. Um, I think, physios are very, we do work holistically,
Mm.
and we do take in sort of account of mental health, etc. Um, but with the yoga, it's given me a better grounding, a better knowledge of the research. There is actually research behind all the claims to improving academic results even.
Mm,
So yeah, I just feel I've got the knowledge now that I can
mm,
sort of explain to people in a way that they would understand
mm.
the benefits.
And were there any particular surprising things that you learned about that you feel that you'd like to share with the colleagues?
I was a bit skeptical about sort of like the philosophy of yoga, um, and I thought, not that I could get away with not knowing this, but when we started doing the module on the philosophy, I was really interested in it. It really sort of lit a fire, and I want to know more about it. So
That's
that's
lovely.
something I'm going to, start reading more around.
That's
I
wonderful.
think just because it just links with everything and it makes sense, and it's amazing how yoga's been around for thousands of years, but it's still around now and it's still being useful. And
Mm,
back then, the knowledge they had, it's difficult sort of even from a medical point of view that, these positions and these breathing techniques, can really help people.
mm.
So yeah, it's just
And have you found
amazing, really.
yourself using anything that you've learnt in the course so far with your patients?
Yes, definitely, definitely. I have a patient that struggles with anxiety, sort of anxiety around health and working with healthcare professionals. So I've been able to bring in some sort of breathing techniques to help with that.
Brilliant.
Um,
Mm.
yeah, and just a lot of the stretches and things, just um, you know, some of the partner yoga even. I'm thinking of using that with certain patients, in a group, just to engage children. Really, I think that's the thing, isn't it? Getting them to enjoy what they're doing, so they can go away. They've got some tools then to get through,
Yeah,
and teach their peers, and
yeah,
how about try this,
mm.
if it works.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, anything that you'd like to say to any physiotherapists who are thinking about taking the course? Anything you'd like to share with
Yeah,
them?
I would definitely look into it. I just feel it's helped me, especially if you are somebody that does enjoy yoga. It's helped me with my own practice. I've got a better understanding. I think my practice is a lot more meaningful, I'd say, in terms of the breathing, the mindfulness, being in a place that you're happy, being in sort of the present, which I think that's a big thing for me, is thinking about that sort of thing, being in the now and not dwelling on things. Um, so yeah, but
And
I
I think
think
one's own practice is such an impact on your patients, don't they? So, like,
mm,
if you're able to come into that place of balance and joy, if you
mhm,
like, then you're going to be much more useful to your patients. It's a stressful job at the best of times, like you say, and
yeah,
it's
definitely.
carrying a lot of pain and suffering, carrying a lot
Mhm,
of other people's hopes and dreams of feeling better and getting better. And there's some knowledge deep inside you that maybe that's not always going to be possible with the chronic condition. So there's a lot of emotions, I imagine, for you. So being able for you to be in that place of balance must be beneficial, I imagine, for the people that you're meeting. Yeah,
yeah,
great.
definitely. Yeah. Yeah, and when you've got an enthusiasm for something as well, and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know that it's worked, you've seen results from it, then
wonderful.
that really helps engage people, I think.
Mm. Well, thank you so much, Kathryn. Lovely to have had you on the course. Thank you for.
Thank you.
Mm.